circling the toilet bowl of loathing and hatred. The bald and short of it. You're gonna love this. The bald and short of it. Come on and get it.
Hey, how's it going? My name is James P. White. That is Chris Mooney. This is the Bald and Short of It podcast. We've got an action-packed episode. It's almost like watching a superhero movie. That's what we've got going on today. we are. I'm so excited about our upcoming event, the community all-star celebrity slow pitch challenge, which is actually this coming Saturday. If you haven't got tickets, come down. You'll definitely be able to get in. You can buy tickets. It's for some great causes, a number of great charities. I am going to be the world-renowned umpire, and we got Chris Mooney, color commentary, and just a nice guy. Why is he nice?
Thanks, buddy.
Because we're not going to be drinking until after the event. That's the only reason why both of us will be nice. But I'm excited.
In keeping with the superhero theme, I'll be bringing my faithful sidekick.
Your faithful sidekick,
Superpower, Chris.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Ability to dodge housework in a single bound
Yeah, something like that.
at the speed of light.
The whiskey's over there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I told him to pour it for you.
He said he told me to pour it for you. There you go.
But
Cheers.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun day at the ballpark. We had Bart on a couple weeks ago talking about it. It's a fun ball game with a bunch of shenanigans all the way through it. How I like to explain a game like this is kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters, but baseball. So we have some ex CFL guys, some ex
NHL.
hockey, NHL. We've got media celebrities, not just me. There's actual people that are still in media.
And you know what? Like it's a jewel in the River Valley, the diamond, no pun intended. And on just a nice, like one of the best places in the city to spend a nice afternoon. And with baseball, with Riverhawk baseball over, still an opportunity to enjoy the facility and spend some time with the family out there and friends.
Yes. So the event starts at 1, and then there's post game stuff going on, and I'm excited.
Yep. The doors are at noon, and there'll be an opportunity after the game for people to get out on the field and run the bases or do whatever. So
Yeah, like it's gonna be a mini carnival. There's gonna be like stuff for the kids. You'll be able to meet some of the all stars. There's all kinds of activities going on. So yeah, it's just a full day of fun. But I say let's get into the podcast, baby. It's time. It's time. I'm excited. There's a lot of stuff, as I said, going on. First of all, what are you drinking?
Well, I've taken a shine to the Dewar's 12-year-old, but again, in keeping with our strategy of only having the nice at the beginning, or not.
Because that's the thing. You want the expensive at the beginning, and then the cheap
and a Moose Bouche. And then I got the champagne of Tennessee whiskey ready to go, locked and loaded.
And I'm drinking the what's left of my Jim Beam 7.
Yeah, we cut into Friday.
Oh, I pounded a lot last night. I shouldn't have drank that much, but hey, it happens. And then I've got some of my Irrational brewing and some of my Jasper beer as well. But I wanted to start
fortified.
Yes, I wanted to start with the Jim Beam. I had a day.
You had a day. So why don't you illuminate us a little bit?
So it started out with my travel mug, which I usually keep in my backpack, which I have to remedy that situation because it was not very fun today. Because it opened while I was on the train, so I had hot coffee running down my back, down my ass, and leaving a trail everywhere I walked of black coffee.
Do you
And
do you drink it with like cream and sugar?
no,
Oh, just black?
just black.
Well, at least
But
there's
even
that.
but even that, with the fact that it was just black, um, I normally don't attract mosquitoes, but I did this morning. They were eating me alive because I was covered in coffee.
And I have another question because I know a little bit about your routine in the morning. Did you do your usual stop at the coffee joint and buy a nice cup of coffee at what's the place?
I usually go to Starbucks,
Right.
but today was Tim Hortons.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not that big a loss then. Coffee
No,
sucks.
no, but because it sucks, the mosquitoes like it. And again, I like there was a trail of coffee everywhere I went this morning, and I smelled like stale coffee all
Oh
day.
man. Yeah, and the mosquitoes are like foreign workers. They see a Tim Hortons and they can't they can't restrain themselves.
Uh,
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your day, but I'm here to brighten it, and so is Jim Beam. So let's get after it.
yes, let's get after it. Nothing to it
Cheers.
but to do it, my friend. So, you know what? I want to start out with the sad right off the bat. Um, Veteran Canadian broadcaster Lloyd Robertson passed away at the age of 92. That's quite the run,
That's
man.
a good run. That's a
He's
really good run.
he's been retired for a couple of years, but it's
He's
still,
been off the air for I reckon probably about 20.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
But
like it's
but
been a
still,
while.
everybody knows who he is. Like I don't think there's a person out there above the age of 15 that doesn't know who he is.
When did Lloyd Robertson retire?
He retired from anchoring CTV National News on September 1st,
2011.
2011. He announced it in July.
Oh, so that's like 20,
35 years.
no,
35 years.
20, 25.
What's that?
25. Or no,
No,
15.
sorry. No, he was 35 years on the TV, on
Oh, I'm
news,
sorry. Yeah.
as an anchor on CBC and CTV National News. It's that's a big name, and it's a sad day for the TV world.
Well, if you have to think about it, that was 2011, and truthfully, like the whole media landscape changed since then. I mean, that's when with the streaming and like the iPhone came out in what 2010 or something, and that's what and then the internet evolved, and I mean nobody watches TV anymore, particularly TV news, and even if they do, it's the 24-hour stations. You don't have families huddled around the TV watching, either at 6 or at 10, depending on what time zone you're in. So um, it's not just the landscape, but the content's changed too. So when you look back on those guys that you watch the news with your family around and everybody and your neighbors and the people in your city, I mean, we only had three, right? CBC, Global, and CTV, and like those were trusted. Those were people that you let into your homes every night and trusted to tell you what was what, and they handled themselves accordingly. And Lloyd Robinson, obviously being another one of them, Knowlton Nash, of course. And the thing was, is that they maintained neutrality. Like there was no laughing, and there was no
Well,
polarization. They're going, "This is what happened.
yeah,
Here's the deal."
like they didn't do give their opinion. Or very
Yeah,
rarely, did they give their opinion. It was very, one sided. Like it was like neutral all the way through. They didn't go, "Oh, damn, Trump is in," or they
yeah.
were neutral across the board.
And
And
and and that's if you know anything about journalism, like the way they teach it is that's your job is to maintain neutrality, trust the viewer, trust the listener, enough to form their own opinions, but tell them what the facts are. And I don't think there's anybody out there that can claim to be completely unbiased or like a trusted purveyor of the news, fact by fact.
The thing is you don't have to be biased, but like, or unbiased, but don't voice your opinion.
Well, yeah, and at the end of the day, the economic model changes. I mean, media outlets now are financed by the government, so that obviously adds an element of bias. Um, more importantly, the whole business model is such that um, is that polarization means clicks, and clicks mean money. You no longer have a subscription base that you can rely on. You no longer have people getting the newspaper thrown on their doorstep every day. But so your sponsors need you to validate their investment by you providing them with clicks. And if I go, there was a tornado in Westlock today, um, period. Then there's people go, okay, thanks. We're not watching. But if I go like climate change rocks central Alberta, or anything that polarizes people and gets more clicks, that's the bread and butter now. And you don't have those trusted sources. That journalist that Lloyd Robertson absolutely personified, and whose respect, um, the respect he's earned, the respect of Canadians through his delivery of the facts, right?
like yeah, like kind of reiterating with what you're saying. He wasn't a guy to go, okay, Pierre Trudeau is now prime minister. Our world is going to hell. Um, you
Yeah, I
know,
mean, growing up here my whole life, I have to like you'd have to be pretty naive to think that the news, particularly like CBC and stuff, didn't always tilt one way, because it did, and it has. But at least there was an attempt at arbitrage or,
but
of
keeping your opinion
neutrality,
to yourself is
objectivity.
really
Yeah, yeah,
keeping
yeah,
your personal opinion to yourself.
yeah.
And just so you know, folks, listening to this podcast, there is very little of that. We do not keep our opinions to ourselves. We are very opinionated people, and one of us is right, and the other one is Chris. Um,
Well, people, no, I keep my opinion to myself. Like some people think I like you, so clearly I keep my opinion to
and
myself.
everybody knows I don't like you. So, um, and speaking of that, the theme of our podcast, as always, is circling the toilet bowl of loathing and hatred. And we are equal opportunity loathers and haters. Um, but there's a lot of stuff that is on this, and I want to get right into one of the things on the top here. Service animals only, no pets.
Yeah,
Um, okay, so where did you see that?
I was making a rare trip to the mall. Like I barely ever go to the mall anymore. Like why, right? I mean, I pretty much shop online. I'm an Amazon guy. It is what it is. But I was entering the mall, and there was a sign on the door, uh, the glass door as you enter the mall, and it literally said service animals only, no pets. Okay, so they didn't put up that sign for nothing.
No,
Like it's like this can go so many ways, but just first of all, the fact that there has to be a fucking sign. Like you have to be, it's like no shitting on the sidewalk. Like somehow we have to put those up because we don't
please pee
like
in the
we
bathroom,
people
not
lack
not
common
in the
courtesy, or
whirlpool.
like they or a basic understanding of like empathy, that there are other people around you in this world. The world is not your own, particularly
But
when you're out in public. So just first of all, again, the fact that they have to put a sign up that says no pets, like we have a
but the
problem with
thing is, though,
fucking dummy
the thing
self.
is one thing that you don't know is there are some stores and like retail stores, like pet stores, like Canadian Tire, Home Depot. Some of them allow you to bring your pets, and it doesn't have to be like, especially pet stores, because you're bringing it in to like if you're trying a new harness on your dog or whatever, you kind of want to try have
Yeah,
like
they
make
got the
sure that
box
you
store like Pet Mart that does grooming, like
yeah.
obviously, but I mean a fucking
But if
mall.
in a mall or in a restaurant, yeah, come
Well,
on, people.
there isn't a mall that doesn't have a food court too. Like, I mean, come on, people. Like, the fact again, just we can talk about the whole merit of service animals, and I'd like to get into that, but just off the jump, like you got to put up a sign because people are like, "Oh, it's my world. I can take my dog anywhere. Fuck everybody else."
And
I mean,
let's
people
not
have
get into
allergies. They serve food.
social. Let's not get into social support animals. I don't want to get into that
Okay,
conversation
well,
because
fine.
like I like someone tried to get. I was working at a restaurant. Someone tried to bring their social their emotional support bird, and no.
I have a like, man. We could talk all day, all this whole episode about that shit, and I don't want to, but I'll just say this: is like,
But service animals are a necessity. For you not to allow a service animal is restricting
yeah,
restricting the person that needs like
okay,
the animal.
and this is where we can agree to a point, and like I'm like I've lived here my whole life, so have you. We're about the same age. Like we're hopefully raised properly. Like both our parents are good people, and like you have empathy. Hopefully, I like to think I'm considerate of my fellow citizens and neighbors, and I'm polite and shit. And I'll just say, like from growing up. Like not every day, but there'd be times often, or where you're at the mall or you're at the grocery or you're like walking down the street and there's a blind fellow with a dog or whatever, and like I'm like that's great, good for him, and I'm glad that dog has actually liberated this guy from like the prison of not seeing the world, and I mean I more power to them. I mean that dog is performs a fantastic service and does so much for the person who owns it. So God love them, and those dogs shouldn't be inhibited from taking their masters wherever, right?
Yeah, but they have to be trained service animals because a trained service animal should not bark at other people. They won't growl. They won't because if they're a trained service animal, they don't react to other people, or they're not supposed to.
No, they got a job and they do it,
Yeah,
and they usually mark they got the smock on or whatever, like the
yeah.
thing. And again, like I mean, I can't think of a more useful purpose than a dog that helps its owner navigate the world when they can't see. So that's fantastic. But
But also like I know people that have like not an emotional like a service animal that helps them deal with PTSD, which is a necessary thing for people. Or I know someone that deals with seizures, that the dog can actually detect when one's coming and
yeah, I've seen
and
that. I saw
tells
a video
and
about that.
and warns them, and like they tell them, like they basically tell their okay, you need to sit down, you need to like they don't actually speak to them, but they motion them to do their things. They get their pills, their water, whatever.
Yeah, there's like a
um
famous video on YouTube of a dog doing that. Someone's in their kitchen or whatever,
yeah.
and the dog moves the bottle over so it doesn't fall, and jumps up and taps the person. And then even when they're on the ground and they're having a seizure, the dog puts his paws or his head underneath the person's head so you don't
So
bang
they
it.
have a pillow,
Yeah, like yeah, that's
and
that's fantastic. And again, that's a useful purpose. Yeah, I
or
don't I
even
don't want to.
even in a case like I've seen videos on dogs that help people with like yourself with diabetes. Like they can sense when your blood sugar is low. They can sense when you
Yeah,
like they can tell what your blood sugar level is
well, if
sometimes
your
better than the
breath,
sensors.
if your blood sugar's high, uh, like before I got diagnosed, like my mom would make wake me up every morning for school because I'm like 11 then, and um, she said before I got diagnosed, or like after I got diagnosed, she goes, I knew something because I'd come in the morning into your room to wake you up and it smelled sweet. because like your blood sugar is so high that you're exhaling like your part of your what you're exhaling is like sugar, right?
Oh,
It has to be like super high for that to be a thing, but certainly a dog could smell that.
but like their sense of hearing and smell and
Sure. Yeah.
just like doggy sense, they can tell where and so don't ever interfere with a service animal. And if you do see someone walking in with a service animal, do not pet. It's it's working. It would it would be like coming up and talking to someone when they're working and distracting them. It's
So
no
like
different with a service animal. Don't pet it.
showing up
Like
to your work and grabbing your ass.
yeah, if you ever do that to me,
That
you're
temptation exists. It's a real
I
thing.
I know you. I think you did this past year on St. Patty's Day. Came and grabbed my ass. But
Something like that might happen. But yeah, the point, the litmus test for me though, and I'd like to think I'm pretty balanced on this. First of all, like the fact that they have to tell people not to bring their pets in the mall is fucked. Okay. But and then yeah, like if the dog serves like an absolutely essential and tangential service to its owner, fantastic. Like bring them all in. But this emotional support tomfuckery and things like that. I mean, if you're so fragile you can't go to the mall, don't go to the mall. And like the
a
dog's
lot of
not
these
gonna
people with emotional support, they just they
like
just
it's
love to
just
be
it's a
around.
slippery
It's just I love my dog. I want my dog with me all the time. Yeah, no,
it's a slippery slope, but that's not really a tangential service the dog's providing.
yeah,
Like when you go like when I pet Spot I feel less anxious. Okay, well then talk to your therapist, leave Spot out of the mall.
but there is therapy dogs. Like I know my cousin had um a a, a trained support dog that she would take into the hospitals, and it would go like it was a therapy dog, and it would go visit older people that just need a
Yep,
smile
I've heard
or
about that.
and
And
s-
the dog
but
lives
again
there.
they're trained, or like they have a job there, they're trained. So if you drop food, they don't touch it. If
Yep.
they don't bark at people, they don't jump on people.
Or
They
kids
only they
hospitals, they provide comfort
Yeah,
and yeah, like faithful presence. That's all good.
that's
Again,
different than again bringing your dog in to a place like that.
but I know there's people out there. They get a little fucking. They put the smock on the dog, and it's like, what do you need? Because I'm not sad now. Well, that's your cross to bear. That I don't see that dog performing a service. Like, the world isn't responsible for your fragility. Like, sorry, but yeah, like seizures, absolutely. Blind guys for sure. Like
Let me ask you a question about because we just brought up bringing a dog to the hospital. Um, you're dying, okay, and you're told might not last the night.
yep.
Um, I agree that a dog should be allowed to come in and say goodbye to their master.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And yeah, like the thing about wards, different wards where there or retirement homes or children's hospitals where they lift people's spirits. I mean, that's a tangible function. You put smile on faces. That's a thing. And and a lot of people, well, hopefully all people that have dogs, the dog is literally part of the family. And how do you deny a member of the family the opportunity to say goodbye? Like, and for not just the dog, but the owner too.
But
So absolutely. I
yes,
mean, there's like so many stories of like a guy dies and the dog's sitting at the window waiting for him for days and days and days and days, and the family has to,
yeah,
I mean, that's a bond you can't deny.
like
And
like I my cousin, um, her dogs couldn't go see her because she was in my auntie. Um, she couldn't, and they waited like at the door for her to come home.
like your
The
aunt's
dogs,
actual
yeah, yeah. They're like
yeah.
because like it was too quick, and they didn't have time or whatever to.
Okay,
Um,
but like
it's one of those things. It doesn't always happen, but if you are the asshole that's complaining about someone bringing in their dog which is a love, like a lot of animals are a member of the family. Like, to be honest,
hopefully all of them, hopefully
yeah,
most.
like to be honest, I my cousin's dogs, I actually like them more than I do Angela. But don't tell her I said that, even though she listens to the
Cats out of the
podcast.
bag, no pun
Yeah.
intended.
Oh yeah, she listens. No, the dog's out of the bag. Um, but
No, like if I was infirm in a hospital or whatever, I'd want them to put a little cot or something at the foot of my bed or something for you to be there, and like with the comfort
yeah,
and the
you're
smiles.
yeah, I'm your pet midget. I'm your emotional support midget.
Yeah.
Um, I'm human, so I can ish, so I can kind of get away with it. Okay, let's now that we dealt with that.
He held on until Jimmy got here, and then he felt it was okay to leave.
Yeah. Um,
There's a little bit
okay,
of a
so
butt
we
a butt
dealt with.
graze.
Okay, now I had this in the podcast from last week. So we're doing a lot of. I have a problem, and I want to bring this up because for those of you who don't know, I take the bus a lot. Like I take public transit all the time, and so sometimes you have to wait at a bus stop. And I've had this happen a few times where I'm standing at the bus stop waiting for my bus, and someone stands next to me and sparks up a cigarette right next to me. Like why? Like why can't you like why did like it just drives me insane. Why not ask, "Hey, do you mind if I smoke next to you?" Um, and I don't like the smell of cigarette smoke, and too much of it too close um gets irritates my eyes. But but that is different than if I'm hanging out with a buddy in the smoking area and you light up a cigarette. That's something totally different. Because and then I'm coming to the nuisance. Like
Yep.
if I go and hang out in the smoking area and then bitch about someone lighting up a cigarette next to me, I'm the asshole.
Yeah,
But
well, you knew going in kind of thing, right? Like
yeah,
you yeah, and that's changed a lot, like, over the last 20 years, even 25, where people smoked everywhere and whatever, right? But, the fact remains is that way less people smoke, and it's implied that and, like, the implication there is that people don't find it acceptable, so take it somewhere else. So that falls into the common courtesy silo, in my opinion,
so
where
do you agree or disagree with me for being annoyed if someone sparks and I'm a non-smoker?
I the argument that the person lighting would make is that, well, we're outside, so fuck you. But I don't. I think that's too facile. I think that if you're
Common
going to do,
courtesy, like a
yeah, it's common courtesy. If you're going to do something that potentially annoys people, go away. Like, you could stand 10 paces over and wait while you're both waiting for the bus. You got to put it out when the bus comes anyway. Jimmy will be on the bus by the time you've stubbed out your smoke, hopefully put it in the garbage and got on the bus, and it would cost you no time to have the courtesy of stepping 10 feet away, downwind
and
or
you're not going to
whatever.
miss the
And
bus because
I'm not saying to anybody, you know, um, deprive yourself or anything like that. I'm saying it's nothing for you to exercise a little common courtesy and just, be polite to the people around you. That's
But
that's how I feel.
the thing that drives me insane though, especially at bus stops, if you actually look at the bus shelter, it's actually written right on the bus shelter, no smoking. So you're not supposed to smoke in the doorway of the shelter. You're not
Well,
supposed to smoke in the
it's kind of
shelter.
an enclosed space, and they should, again, signs that we didn't think we needed because we thought people were smarter, and that's a classic example. Like, like, fuck, I wish we didn't need signs like that. It's common courtesy. Take it somewhere else. And
But like again, I'm bringing up my cousin Angela because her and I had this conversation, and she goes, "Well, why do I care what you think? Like if I'm outside and I want to spark up and I want to light a cigarette, why do I care if you don't like it? Um like it would be different if I was hanging out with you in your car and out of respect for me, you go, "Hey, do you mind if I light a cigarette?"
yeah,
Um,
even if that's my car, like, you'd
yeah,
still ask because it's like, it's fucking annoying. Like,
but why would I give a crap about you if I have no idea who you are? Like, why would I care if you are offended by me smoking?
well, and
Um,
that's the classic golden rule: do unto others. And it's kind of like, if I can avoid annoying a fellow citizen or a neighbor or anybody that around me, if I can avoid doing that, at no cost to myself and save people around me a little grief, then why wouldn't I do that? You'd have to be kind of a heartless bastard not to, in my opinion. And again, this goes, all of these things that we talk about, a lot of this is like the airplane etiquette that we've been through quite a bit. Like, I fucking hate that, where it's like you can't think for a second that you're around other people. You can exercise a little bit of judgment and save a lot of people some grief. That's why. That's why. Like, you're not a superhero. You're not a rock star for being considerate. It should be second nature to all of us. And life would be a hell of a lot easier for all of us if we all exhibited the same courtesy, in my opinion.
I totally agree with you, but again, now here's a secondary part of the same question. Okay, you're in a smoking area. Okay, so you're in the smoke pit, say at the casino,
Yeah.
and someone comes out and because it's legal, lights up a joint around you. Would you get annoyed?
If it's a smoking section and it's legal for that person to light up a joint, then I don't have a right to be pissed off.
But if you don't like the smell
Yeah,
of
the smell's gross. I think it's fucking disgusting. Like, it just is. Um, but
so you in a situation like that, then if someone did that, you wouldn't complain. You would just move.
yeah, pretty much. Because I
That
mean,
and
where else are they
that's
going
and
to
that's
do it?
kind of
Like,
where my
it's legal.
cousin went with the smoking. If I didn't want them to smoke next to me, then I just move. But why do I have to move if I was there first?
100%. There's no reason for that to have to happen. I mean, you're the one. If you were doing nothing, like, if the smoker was just standing there like you, then there's no issue. But the smoker is the one that's bringing the cigarette into play. And again, it costs them nothing to step back a few meters and, maybe try their best to spare anybody who might be bothered the trouble of having to inhale your smoke. And
But
I'm
if
not
he was
talking about
smoking and I
health
came
or
to
anything.
him, if he was smoking and I stood next to him, I have no right to bitch because I again went to the nuisance.
That
I
was a choice
like
you made.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I could. Hey,
I
I don't like the fact that you're smoking, but I was here first.
I'd like to explore Andrea's, or maybe I did already, but, like, why should that guy care? Is that what was that her
It
point?
was kind of like why do I care what you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really care what anybody thinks of me, but I care about what I think of myself. And I'd hate to think that I was a discourteous bastard that stormed through life without considering those around him. Like, there's some nuance there. Like, um, if I'm smoking, I don't care if somebody thinks, "Oh, look at that guy, he's a smoker." I literally could not give less of a fuck. But at the same time, if they go, "Look at this guy, he walks into a crowd of people waiting for the bus and he lights up. Like, what a discourteous bastard." I would feel bad, not necessarily because they thought I was a discourteous bastard, but because I had the audacity to consider my needs ahead of those of other people around me when it would have been just as easy for me to step back. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that selfish prick. I'd like to think that I'm a little more courteous and a little more respectful of the rights and like the comfort of those around me. And if I can control saving them some trouble, then I'm going to do that, particularly if there's no cost to myself.
And the thing is, though, is you and I, we kind of we razz each other back and forth, and I would not like even joking. I would not consider you an inconsiderate bastard.
Yeah,
I
thank
consider
you. I
you an
appreciate that.
asshole, but that's something
Yeah,
totally
that's
different.
that's different.
But,
I mean,
yeah,
and that's
and,
fine.
and I'm your midget, so it's just your emotional
I'll,
support.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Okay, so we've kind of come to a conclusion of it's respect for others, and some people do, some people don't, and I'm not going
Yeah,
to pick a fight with. I'm not going to pick a fight with someone that does it. Like I'm not going to say, "Hey, dick, I was here first." Um,
I think
pick your battles, but it's just
sure.
I can still be annoyed.
Yeah, no, 100%. And again, it's like like faith in humanity takes a hit, frankly. Um, like to think there's some guy just comes up and doesn't really care about the people around him. Like that's depressing to me. It's like somewhat demoralizing, and I hate that. Like it just makes me sad. Like on the airplane, it makes me angry because they get in my way.
Oh,
And
you're talking
like fucking elbows
airport.
up on the airplane, someone's going to be a dick, but something like that. Uh, Probably not a fight worth picking. Maybe I'd say something. I'm not above that. I've gotten into it with people before all the time, like butting in line and shit. I am the first guy to call anybody out. I will do it all the time, anytime. It's like, hey
Well,
man,
butting in line 100%. If
I always say it. I always fucking say it,
but
and I don't have a problem with that.
what
You know
if
why? Because
okay,
then that's another thing where I have to say something. Otherwise, I can't look myself in the mirror because I feel like that bitch that, like it bothered me, but I was like too scared to say something. I don't want to. I don't want to see that guy in the mirror in the
but
morning.
but in
So like, I feel compelled to tell somebody if they're gonna be a dick about stuff like that.
so do you call it butting in line if say a friend of yours is standing in the front of
No,
the line, they and then you join them?
no, no. I don't think so at all. Like everyone does that, and somebody was waiting. Somebody secured the spot. You know, Fairfox. No, I'm talking about
Because that
somebody.
kind of that did rub me the wrong way, and it was me doing it was when we went to Brad Williams and missed the show to stand in line um after the Oilers lost. Um
Yeah,
you stood in line at the front so that we could meet Brad quickly
yeah, and I
at
I
the
even
beginning,
let people go ahead of me.
with the fact that where I was in the line when we came out of the show, I was like half an hour away from doing that,
Yeah,
and then
and I was right near the front, and I let
yeah,
people go by until you came, and then I'm like, "Oh, there's my buddy," and everyone's like, "Oh, okay." Like, I was just saving a spot in the queue, and it's not like we took up more
it
time. It's
yeah,
we
no,
didn't sit there and
it's
talk to the guy for 20 minutes. Like, we said our hellos, got our selfies, and off we went.
yeah,
Like,
got her picture. I had to meet Brad Williams, so
yeah, of
that
course,
was just one of those things. Uh, one of my favorite midgets. I
yeah,
definitely like him better than Peter Dinklage, but I think we already talked
yeah,
about that last.
the dink.
The Dink, just that he. There's a lot of midgets because I saw in the interview. Brad Williams is one of them. He goes, we need those gigs, like the dwarf gigs and stuff like that. So if you
Yeah,
go, oh, it's too low hanging fruit to have a dwarf. You should have a mythical creature. My ass.
yeah,
Um,
that's Tom fuckery. But like since we're on the topic, like, is Brad Williams one of my favorite midgets? Yeah, but you know what? You're my favorite. Love you,
that's
buddy.
because I'm the only midget that actually talks to you for an extended period of time. And
It's like the rest of you guys see what you're missing. My
actually,
door's open. My door's open.
one of the
My
main
door and my
reasons,
heart are open.
yeah, one of the main reasons why you love being my friend is you can go, hey, like you did with Brad Williams, buddy. See, we're one of two people that have a midget that have a podcast with a midget. Um,
No, I
like
just happen to
remember
like it. Yeah, it was
what was his name? The guy that does the podcast with Brad Williams.
T ball.
Well,
Um,
yeah. So you go. Hey, by the way, I do it.
JB Ball or something.
You and I have something in common. Something in
No,
common.
I said, I bet you and I are the only two guys that do a podcast with a midget. And then he goes, "Do you do a podcast with a midget?" Yeah, he's right over here. It's probably true.
It's called the Bald and Short of It podcast.
Yeah.
And
But-
folks, it's okay to call me a midget. I don't get offended. Other people do, and I do respect their opinion to a point. It depends on if there's a valid reason. But
If
that's
there's
just-
malice, no malice.
no. You don't call me a midget because you're being a dick.
Yeah,
You're
Well,
calling you're calling me one because I do.
yeah, and it's when you bust balls, that's what you do. You call me an asshole. You call me bald all the time. I don't care. Like we're buddy. I know you love me, even though you deny
Um,
it.
Okay, by the way, you are bald, so
Yep. No, it's
and
it's a superficial trait. It doesn't define me. And
you know
people
what?
that-
You are an asshole, so therefore, and you admit to it. So
Sure, yeah. No, it's allowed. If there's that deep underlying love that we have for each other, then like it's like brothers. You can do that.
man, we got a
Love-
lot
love
of
you,
really,
buddy.
we got a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. Let's get the sports out of the way. What do you got?
Well, we're over a week into the deadline, and the Jays they've won like 4 series in a row. They're 3 games back of the wild card spot, but there's a lot of baseball left. We're talking like a month and a half of baseball left, and they're hanging on, man. Like they've won their past 4 series, I think, and they started a series with the Red Sox, who've really thrown a wrench into things because they're ahead of us in the wild card race. They might even have the spot, and we beat them last night on a very controversial call. Look it up if you want. And we play the Red Sox 2 more games. I'm recording it right now. And honestly, there's reason for optimism. We upgraded the team without there he goes. We upgraded the team without without really costing us on the effectiveness side. And I feel like the 4 teams that are ahead of us with 3 games back in the wild card race, they've all had streaks. We haven't had one yet. And while we wait for our bats to warm up, like Alejandro Kirk's getting better. He was out at the first third of the season, and he's kind of got his swing back. The only guy, Springer's been off and on, but like Springer, Vladdy, Kirky, those are the guys that we rely on. Like Ernie Clement and Andres Jimenez, those guys are rock stars. They do exactly what they've been asked to do, and they're great. You can't go. We didn't make the playoffs because of these guys. It's because of the offense. We haven't generated enough offense, and I feel like we're turning the corner on that front. And I'm optimistic. I know we're 3 games back, but that's not a lot. That's not a lot, especially when you're playing a team like the Red Sox. Beat them last night. Beat them again tonight. That's another half game. Like, forget about it. There's opportunity there for Jays fans. So keep watching, folks. And even if you don't, who gives a shit? It's fucking fun to watch. It's good ball. Jose Soriano came in, pitched his first game, and he looks like a stud. So, yeah, that's Jays. Eskimos, they lost to the Riders at home. Big game last Saturday. And you know what? It was a really close game. I think they proved by beating the Riders, Grey Cup champs, the week before that they're in it. We've got the Labor Day Classic coming up. Jimmy, maybe we go to that game. I don't know. There's a lot of they're going to make the playoffs. So Edmonton Eskimo fans, for the first time in a long time, you got a team to cheer for. As long as you don't call them the other name, in my opinion. So looking forward to this weekend. I'm not sure who they're playing or when, but you can look it up easy. I think we're at home though.
Yeah, because we were talking before um, that I haven't been to a game in a long time, and I just love going to Commonwealth for a game.
You love getting recognized and everyone buying you beers and shit.
Oh, 100%. That's what I do. But I don't. I burnt the hat.
Yeah.
You know about the hat,
Yeah,
right?
of course. Buy a beer, buy a midget a beer. So
Buy a midget a beer. Yeah, that hat just about killed me. Um,
indirectly.
no, because everybody bought me a beer, and we did it when I got taken to the hospital because I knocked myself unconscious because I fell. Um, and
You
then
are.
we did a shout out on the radio going, "Hey, how many beers did you buy?" And we did a count. We did a tally, and it was up near 10. And
Yeah, like,
I bought myself 2, so that was 12 beers I drank.
and take it from me, folks, the guy who hangs out with Jimmy a lot in public. The you are a local media celebrity. Like, we go to places and everyone's stopping you and talking and shit. Um, and that's cool. I know you like it. I would fucking hate it, but I
Yeah,
know you like it.
but as we're building our followership on as this podcast, you might have the odd person that said, "Do come up, hey, you're the other guy from the Bald and Short of It podcast, aren't you?"
Yeah, I'm like, I'll be sitting at a stool in a saloon, going "fuck off."
Uh,
Not
when
my thing. I go talk to the midget.
when I used to work at Cruise or even at the Bear, I'd be hanging out with someone like Locke or Grant or even some of the other jocks. And hey, Jimmy, I love your show. You're awesome. Hey, who's your friend? And I'm like, that's
Yeah,
Lachlan. He's the
yeah.
main guy on the show.
I'm
It's
like,
called the Locker Room.
I'm like,
Um,
don't recognize me, please. I neither need nor want the attention. So like, I'm fucking good, man. Like, show me the nearest saloon, and I'll be happy to watch sports.
okay, you have in the sports about Kelly Rudy, or however you say his name.
Yeah, before we get there, speaking of watching sports on TV, like, I have a little bit of a beef, and I think I directed to Rogers Media. Rogers owns everything. They own the Leafs. They own your phone. They own your airtime. They own the Jays. They own Sportsnet. I mean, it's ridiculous how much they own. But
They closed a shit ton of radio stations, but
yeah. We've been through that. But
yeah,
um, I this is the first time in like 4 years, I think, maybe longer, 5 years, that I haven't been to Vegas in August, right around this time. Because like my birthday's in 2 days. Andrea and I like to get away. We don't mind the heat. I love it, man. I just love it. And um, the thing about August, if you're a sports fan, is there isn't a lot of sports to watch on TV. Like the NFL hasn't started yet. Like basketball's over, hockey's over. Baseball's still on, but the deadline's passed, and there are a lot of teams that they know they're out, and there isn't really even a reason to watch. So you sit at, say, a saloon somewhere, and you want to watch, and there's really nothing to watch. And I discovered quite a few years ago in Vegas, they actually have like ESPN 8, like the Ocho. The Ocho is
the
a thing.
Ocho
They call it the Ocho,
is.
and
I
that was
didn't
made
know that was
famous
a
from
thing.
that. It was made famous. Yeah, she
Don't you
knows.
know the Ocho, man?
Yeah,
It's the Ocho, man.
don't you know the Ocho, man?
What's that from? Sorry.
It all started. We were sitting at O'Shea's and we were having drinks, just spinning some reels. And I was looking up at the TV, and there were two guys in a boxing ring. Yet they weren't boxing; they were hitting each other with pillows. That's right, folks, pillows. Just pillows. No, rocks or pennies in there. Just soft duvet pillows.
Yeah, like they have weight classifications. Like they're still soft, but yeah, right.
And of course, I've had a couple of drinks by this time, so I turned to the heavily tattooed man sitting beside me, and I'm like, "Sir, what are we watching here? What is this?" And he's like, "Don't you know the Ocho, man?"
Right?
And I'm like, "No, I'm from Canada." He's like, "What's the Ocho, man? They got all stuff like this."
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, and it's like the dog days. I bet the Ocho's viewership, like this is like playoffs for the Ocho, like because it just skyrockets. Because, like I said, there isn't a lot to watch if you're a sports fan. So, like, you dig into the like. I've been at like this time of year. I'm in Vegas. I'm at a saloon having a drink. They got the TVs and whatnot, and there's like I saw like a indoor soccer, but there were 3 goals, like 3 nets and 3 teams, like all these crazy innovative sports, innovative, yeah, innovative, I'd call it, and it's just
Unique.
like it just draws you in, and you're like, fuck, this is weird, but holy cow, it's cool.
Do you
Um,
like dealing with the Ocho? They made reference to, and I thought it was
Dodgeball.
bullshit in dodgeball,
Mhm.
and that's when you said the Ocho. I'm like, that's real.
Yeah, and dodgeball is a perfect example. Like that's the kind of shit they would have on the Ocho. And like I said, you go to the bar, you want to wet your whistle or whatever. You're in Vegas, and you're like, yeah, like what's on? Hopefully you get a good conversation going with the bartender. He tells you a good place to go or whatever. You make friends, but then you look up and it's like, yeah, fucking pillow fighting and shit, and like just really some really weird stuff, but intensely competitive and like super fun to watch. So instead, here in Canada, we have like the National Bank Open, which is like a fucking tennis tournament, and it's been on Sportsnet nonstop for at least a week. And like and a tennis tournament, like even Wimbledon or like the French Open or whatever, like they don't really nobody really tunes in until like like the round of 16 or whatever, and then quarters and semis. Like we're talking like fucking like the first matches, like they got it on for like 8 hours 8 hours a day on sports, and I don't know what kind of contract they signed to broadcast this shit. But I'm not interested in like the 162nd ranked fucking female playing the 120th ranked, in round fucking whatever, like the beginning of the tournament. But they're it's wall to wall coverage, and I'm like, man, I wish we had the Ocho in Canada. I'd rather like nothing against tennis mostly, but like, come on, man, like we need the Ocho. So like just as a sports commentary, I'm just saying, like, I like, what the fuck? Like, the
Oh,
National
and
Bank
and
Open.
by the way, for those that are new to the podcast, that beautiful lady that was jumped on the podcast for a minute, and I'd actually rather do the podcast with her than Mooney. That's actually Mooney's significant other. Her name is Andrea. And yes, if I ever fired Mooney from the podcast, I would hire
But the
Andrea.
the beautiful and long-suffering Andrea.
She she deals with things that all of us try to get away from.
Yeah,
And
so just to put a bow on this whole, National Bank Open tomfuckery is like it's like even the articles, like I follow Sportsnet on X and whatever, like the articles, it's like they're desperate to find somebody for Canada to cling on to. They're like, like Salima Jesifova or whatever the fuck, like I'm making the name up, like played out of the Kitchener Tennis Club, and she's ranked 200th in the world, and she just beat like the 150th ranked to advance to the next round of like 500. Like it's like her next match is like tomorrow at 2. And I'm like, that's great. I got to find something else to do tomorrow at 2. Like, like try to capture the hearts and minds of give me a good old fashioned fucking dodgeball or pillow fight, motherfuckers.
oh, I'd watch that for sure.
You could
Dodgeball.
probably you could probably YouTube like the Ocho or whatever and check that shit out, because I'm telling you, dude, like it's top notch, especially in August. Like I'm not kidding. It's so good. Like sports you never knew existed. It's happening. Like and all while you're like crushing a frosty Miller Lite, in an American bar. Cost you $2.
Okay, so I still have another question from your prep dealing with the sports, and
Hmm.
I Kelly Rudy.
Yeah,
'Cause
like I didn't,
you
I
mentioned
didn't
it,
put that, I didn't put that up.
didn't
You
you?
put that, you put that up, man.
Okay,
But
no,
we talk about it.
but
You, why don't you?
what's the significance of it? I know I have a lot of people that don't like the guy. I'm not a sports guy, and he's been like a commentator for years on Sportsnet. Um, he's been on doesn't he do like the half during halftime
Yeah,
like
like
he's part of
he's on
the
like
foursome.
he used to be a little more prominent on Hockey Night in Canada. Like he had good conversations with Ron McLean, like particularly after they fired like those like useless cocksuckers fired Don Cherry. And he's always had pretty good analysis, really well balanced. Like he knows his stuff, and like Kelly Rudy, the man, and yeah. And so anyway, the to predicate this discussion is that he got deep six by Rogers, and in his most recent role with Rogers was like being on the panel during the playoffs and doing color for the Calgary Flames broadcasts because he lives in Calgary. Um,
Oh, so he
but
was only on the playoffs.
well, no, like on the weekend they might have it. Like when they have, have the stupid panel on the weekend, and there's like four guys talking. Like sometimes they'll bring Kelly in. Um, but he's long tenured. He's put his time in, and he knows his stuff, and he's a good guy to listen to. I don't know why Rogers would can him, but you know what? Maybe they've got
It's it's
a brown guy or a woman or something to fill
no,
his
it's
shoes. I don't
money,
know.
dude. No, it's because Rogers is again one of these big companies. They you talk about that they basically own Toronto sports. Anything that's professional out of Toronto, they own.
Yeah,
They they Rogers owns Shaw
yeah. They bought
and
Shaw. I mean,
and
like the dream in Canada, if you're an entrepreneur, is like get big enough that Rogers will buy you. Like that's it. It's not like become the next Rogers because they own everything. They'll just buy you, and like all the
so
Fido and the Kudu and like the other like they get bought out. They get like Bell owns one, Telus owns one, Rogers owns one. Like it's such a whatever. We already talked about this.
so
I was
so
feeling happy.
so folks, um you need to help the bald and short of it with our dream. Our dream is that this podcast is bought out by Rogers because then therefore we might be able to retire sometime before we're 90. Yes. So folks, follow the bald and short of it podcast because we want to be Rogers bitch.
I
Um
don't. You know what? I don't even know how many people watch. I don't care. We're buddies. We love to talk and to each other and share ideas and whatever. We've been doing it for a decade before this podcast started, and we'll be doing it if it ever ends. And that's all I care about. I look forward to it. I love you, and I don't give a fuck. So maybe you want to get bought out.
I just want to make money on this thing.
Yeah, it'll be like Jimmy and AI Mooney.
if they gave me $2,000 to buy my half of the bald and short of it podcast, I would take it. If I got a
I
lifetime
give
if
you.
I got
I
a
get.
lifetime supply of beer, I would sell this podcast. If I was, given a house in Beaumont,
Hackensack.
in
Is that all
Beaumont,
you get for
I
your
would
money?
I would sell this podcast. I would
If
give it
they
to
offered
whoever
you
was.
to, I'm glad that you care as much as I do. That's really heartening. If they
If I
offered you,
got ACDC tickets,
wow, like fuck Mooney. If they offered you $2,000 for your piece of our action, I'd give them 2001 and tell them to fuck off.
then you'd do it. Then you'd have
I'd
to
give
find
you
a new midget.
2001, tell you and them to fuck off.
Then you'd have to find a new midget. But
I have a problem with disloyalty, James.
um,
James P. Anyway, Kelly Rudy, let me just say, uh, first of all, he's an Edmonton boy. He was born and raised in Edmonton, but his connection to Edmonton doesn't stop there. when the New York Islanders went on their four Stanley Cup run, from 79 to 83, somewhere in the middle there, Kelly Rudy got drafted by them. He might have played for the Kamloops Blazers in junior. I'm not sure about that. It might have been the Medicine Hat Tigers actually, but anyways, it's irrelevant. He got drafted by the New York Islanders, and when they lost to us in '83, an Edmonton boy, Kelly Rudy was backup to Billy Smith, their starting goalie for all those runs. He continued to play in New York for a while, and then he got traded to LA, where guess what? He played with Wayne Gretzky, another Edmonton connection, and he was their backstop all the way to their best season. I think that was '93 when they almost made it to the Cup final. There was a controversial goal or something, or maybe they did make it to the final, but that was Gretzky's last and best chance to win a cup, and Kelly Rudy was the backstop in LA for them. And he moved on to broadcasting shortly thereafter when he retired, and he's been gracing the airwaves ever since. Ever since until now, when Rogers goes, yeah, you know what? Fuck that. We'll find someone else, I guess.
Yeah.
or
So
whatever.
from what I read, on trusted Wikipedia, he started with the Islanders with Billy Smith.
Yeah, like I said. Who did he play junior with? Was it the Tigers?
WHL. The Indianapolis Checkers.
No, that would have been minor leagues after the dub. It's all right. Go on.
Yeah, no, because it says he was in the the Medicine Hat Tigers. Yes,
I was right. Yes, Bing Pow.
Yes.
Mooney. Point for Mooney.
So he is. He is an Edmonton boy. Okay.
Yeah, and like so, even though he was born here, his career was definitely there's lots of links to Edmonton. Like he was actually an Edmonton kid. He was on the bench when we won our first Stanley Cup, just on the other team. And then he played with Gretzky, and I think they made the finals that one year.
But you know what I find funny, because some of the people that like I don't follow sports, and I am I am a semi-professional what do you call them, umpire, because
Well,
this
you
will be my
played.
second this will be my second professional event as
No, you're not
the umpire.
professional. We're not getting paid, so
No, but it's I'm on the cast.
I think it's
the-
disgraceful that you're not a sports guy, because like you were a professional basketball player.
I know the world is not ready for the change.
So what was it like? You're like hang on, I'm trying to like basketball attention. Basketball attention. Because it's like you never go, oh, it's the NBA playoffs, Mooney. I gotta watch that. You never really liked basketball. It was just an avenue, right?
The thing is I was never a watching sports guy. Never was. I don't like. I've when I was in high school, I tried out for the volleyball team every year. I tried out for the basketball
Good
team
for you, man.
every
That's
year.
awesome.
And every year I ended up being ball boy or doing gate, like at
Fucking Rudy.
tournaments,
Yeah.
scorekeeping, whatever.
That's still important.
I was never but I tried out every year, and a lot of people, like even family, went, why? Like you're not gonna do it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna stop trying. Like
I bet your
like,
old man never said that.
He's like, you're not gonna get the team, right? And then that was actually the one time that he admitted to being wrong, is when I worked with the basketball team for 4 years, and he goes, I didn't even believe that you would get into being you were a professional basketball player. You got
Fucking right, you were.
you got paid to play basketball.
And you got a per diem, and you traveled. You saw the
and-
country. Are you fucking
and
kidding
my
me?
dad
Like,
and my dad goes, I was wrong. And And I go, yeah, but you taught me to always like do my best in everything. If I wanted to do it, don't listen to anyone. And
I feel like
and
sometimes,
I had to not listen to you and still do it.
yeah,
And he when he I remember watching my family when I used to play basketball, and the smile that they had, like, just pride
I saw
in
that video, man. You crushed it. Like, you were the Tom Brady of your team. You're like a rock star. But getting back,
that was my 4th year, but yeah.
but that reminds me like the first time I bought a property that my dad didn't want to get in on, and I'm like, well, fuck you, I'm buying it anyway. And then after, it took a while, right? Took a while, but the
But
old the old
you made
man
it
come up to me and he goes, "Hey,
you
remember that time, when I said the thing, I was wrong." It's not that and you
and
would never
you
rub it in
made a
his
coin
face.
on it, and you
Oh,
made
big time. Yeah, like double my investment. But the point is that you'd never rub it in his face, or you just
no.
feel like this abiding pride that you did your own thing, and in accordance with how you were raised, and you got a little bit of respect from the old man from him, like
Like,
because you did your
he
own thing, which is
yeah,
pretty awesome.
he never held me back, and I also when he says, "You can't do that," and then because he stopped doing that, because every time I was told I can't do something, what's the first thing I try and do? What I was told I can't do. Um, but
That's a challenge.
when I was younger, it was the exact opposite.
I muted. Sorry.
It was the exact opposite. When I was younger, I said I couldn't do something, and yes, you can.
Mhm.
And then as I got older, well, maybe you can, but maybe you shouldn't. Um, became a different conversation.
100%.
But I still
I want to
I
get back
learned.
to go on.
Okay,
Sorry.
no, I just learned to be who I want to be by not giving a shit.
Yeah, well, not that's not true. It's like
No,
like caring a lot, but not being distracted by what others think
but
or do or
yeah,
feel or whatever.
by not agreeing with people when they go, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Um,
And like a fellow like Brad Williams would say the same thing. It's like I have the humility to know what I am, but the courage to do whatever I want.
yeah,
And anyway, like
but
I
you
want
want
to
to
get
get
back
back into the
the
sports.
original point, which was that like the whole time, because like I got buddies like acquaintance of the podcast, Mike Bayrak, and other fellows that they actually played basketball, whether it be high school or junior high or whatever, like or any other sport for that matter. Like Alton played football, and like he runs our fantasy league. And
Isn't it the Alton Fantasy
yeah,
League?
the Alton Fantasy CUFFL, the Alton Fantasy Football League. We have our draft in like 2 weeks.
I love Alton,
Yeah,
but
we have actually. Since we're on sports, briefly, I went. The last time I bought like a magazine, like with all the rankings and everything, I have like one here, and here's another one. The last
the
time I went everywhere, and I couldn't find fucking magazines. I ended up ordering an almanac off Amazon and having it shipped to my house. But then Graf and I were at the sports section of Walmart, and they had a bunch of that's where they have the magazine rack now. Anyway, they had like four different ones, but one was like how to fantasy. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I need that one, motherfuckers. Like, anyway, yeah, that's coming up. But getting back to my
So
point
how
where
does
I
the
mentioned,
fantasy league work? Like, okay, if we're getting into sports, I so you pick your players or you pick your
yeah,
teams
your team is composed of players from
from other teams.
any team in the NFL. There are some simple requirements like you need starting
You
like
need a
at the
quarterback. You
every
need a
week, because NFL is like once a week, right? So like week 13 or week 12 or whatever. And every week you have to have a starting quarterback, uh, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a kicker, a defense, like the whole defense, and then like some flex guys, like 3 flex guys or 2 flex, I don't remember. And so and then at the beginning of the season, you can pick whoever you want. So they have a draft. But you want to get the guys that are going to get you the most points. And that's like the most fun thing about playing fantasy is that you can go to a bar. Like if you and I went to a bar on Saturday, like kickoff here in Edmonton, it's like 11. And then there's another kickoff at 2. And then if you wanted to, you could watch the game at 6. But you could literally watch football for like 6 hours from like 11 to like
Because
5.
there's Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, right?
Now, Thursday night is one game. There's no Friday. It's like typically it's like Thursday,
Thursday
4
and
days,
Sunday.
Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, because they have Monday night football too, right?
Oh yeah,
So they
but
got
it's
the
only
Thursday
one game
game.
on Monday.
Yeah, and they dominate the airwaves Monday night football, right? Like and Thursday night, same thing. That's why it's like a $3 billion a year TV contract or some such. But my point is, if you have players like if your team, like my team in the UFFL, the Alton Fantasy. By the way, the league that was started by my kid, that Alton just like took it over. He goes, like,
what
is this kid ever run a league?
Kieran,
Kieran started that league
but it's
when
now
he was like in
Alton's.
grade 10 or grade 11,
Damn
and
Alton.
he needed a couple guys, and they're gone now. But then I'm like, he needs a couple guys. Alton, do you mind? He's like, oh, of course not. I love him. And he knows him since he's a baby. So but then Elton's like, what's he doing with this league? We gotta. I'm like, well, Kieran's like, fuck him. Why doesn't he run it? So now he doesn't just run it; it's his namesake. It's like doing a trophy and shit.
I don't. If I knew anything about football, I would.
You don't need to. Like I'm telling you. Anyway, the point is that um, on any given Sunday, you like.
That's
I'll
a
show.
good movie.
I
by the
know.
way.
Al Pacino. Yeah, I know. But and I knew it when I said it, but you go to like first round where they have like 20 TVs or whatever, and I could watch 4 games at once because I have a player on each of those teams, and I want that kicker to kick the field goal, or I want that running back to get all the yards, or like like that quarterback to like throw the touchdown pass. And it's like I'm not even cheering for the teams; I'm cheering for the player. So like they're at like like 3rd and 10, they're 3rd and goal at the 9-yard line, and that team throws a touchdown pass to a guy who I don't have, but the guy who I had is open. I'm not happy that that team scored a touchdown. I'm pissed off that my guy didn't get the pass. It's just really like
So you get a point for everything that they do in a game.
you get multiple points. So like a running back, if he goes for like 80 yards, I think you get like not 40 points, but like yeah, you get like a lot of points. It all depends on their output, right? And a touchdown is I think 7 points. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. And especially since like my kid Alton's the guy that in high school, like before the internet, like had binders and got guys to do um to go in on these drafts and do all these things because he was a big sports guy and he did all his research. And and so you'd throw in with him when you're in high school and there's like no internet and you watch the sports recaps at 11 or whatever. And um so it's just natural that he would, like be drawn to that. And yeah, and it's fun. And yeah, and Kieran's always loved sports, and he was the guy that started the league. He wanted to do it, and I'm just glad that I
Uh,
get like from the day he started it, I was like, man, I'm in. Like in high school, I would do the thing with all that. You don't track it as much as you do now because you have all these outlets, X and internet and Monday Night Football and all that shit. But like having something to do with my kid was like a really important thing at a pivotal time in his development as a man. So like something we could talk about, when he didn't want to talk about a girl he liked or whatever, right?
okay, you know what? I was inspired, and I kind of need to do something, kind of to prove that we are a spontaneous show.
Oh, okay.
When you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing.
Oh shit!
That's
Okay,
interesting
that
take on
that,
Thunderstruck.
that was not. I don't know how that happened. Okay, let's go back to the inspiration. Okay, now we got a commercial. Okay, this is not going quite late.
I have like a subscription to Spotify, YouTube Music, and Amazon, and with the commercials, I don't.
No, but I shouldn't have commercials on YouTube because
When I was a kid, I would spend like as soon as I started making money, I'm talking like 14, 15. I'm spending like $60 a month at least on cassettes. I'm dating myself, I know.
oh,
And now I could
I still have
now I
a
spend
bunch of
like
cassettes
$45 a month on like a
on streaming
subscription
stuff.
that I could listen to everything all the time. And
Because
if I
I have YouTube Premium or whatever like that.
yeah, I got the
And
premium, I got the Spotify premium,
I got
whatever, and
Spot.
then
Yeah, but
Amazon
sorry,
Unlimited.
I want to get back into the inches.
When you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But
Oh yeah, this is
you
any
only
given
learn
Sunday.
that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches.
Are we gonna get pinched
So
for?
is football.
Maybe
Because in
I don't
either
care.
game, life
Yeah,
or
no,
football,
we get it. You
the
can look it
margin
up,
for
folks.
error
Jimmy,
is so
come on.
small. I mean,
Yeah,
one half a step too late or
no,
too
man.
early.
Like,
No, see, there's some movies like and okay, again, weird angles that the show goes on, and like
oh
well,
yeah, for
all of a
sure.
sudden we go
I love it. I fucking love it. Bring it on, baby.
is there's a number of speeches in movies that just like especially sports movies
Oh yeah,
like the Replacements, Quicksand,
love
uh
it. Yeah.
like and like even non-sports movies like Matrix, I want to say Matrix 2, the well, you didn't watch the
Not a
Matrix,
Matrix
did you?
guy. No.
Okay, yeah, okay. I don't want to bore you because you bore me with sports. I don't
Like
want
Bull
to.
Durham, lollygaggers. You lollygag the ball.
You know the thing is actually the Matrix speech is I'm not here because like the I'm not here because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I am here because okay, I'm paraphrasing. I made it through shit that is why I'm here.
Yeah.
Is the Morpheus speech. But I digress. Or to be or not to be. That is the question. Whether
I
tis
would love
nobler
to
in the
I would
mind
love to do
to
like a
suffer.
bracket or like a top 5. Um uh like we could assemble them. We'll talk about it some other time, but like top 3 movie speeches. Like I would put number 1 Kurt Russell, Miracle.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's in my top 5.
That Herb Brooks, yeah.
But also one of my but it's not a sports movie speech, but one of my favorites is Braveheart.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
freedom, yeah, yeah. Or like Animal House when the Nazis bombed Pearl Harbor. Who's
Okay,
with
but
me? Let's go.
okay, so that will be on a future podcast. But
I'm
yes,
still clinging to the point, and is like Kieran did that, and it was something for us to talk about. And I'm actually gonna cleverly, I'd like to think at least, cleverly tie this into like last week and when we were talking about sports and baseball and all that stuff. Is like nobody wanted Kevin Gaussman to be traded, but baseball's a business and it is what it is. And I read a book by Dirk Hayhurst. He wrote 2 books, but his first book, he was a bullpen guy most of his career, played for the Jays. He really only got like 1 or 2 years in the majors and spent most of his time in the minors sharing a condo with like a 2-bedroom condo with 4 guys because they didn't get paid shit in the minors. Anyways, he said baseball's the only sport in the world like where the ratio between love and being loved back is like just garbage. He goes, you can love baseball as much as you want, but it'll never love you back. And like I love hockey. I love coaching my kid playing hockey. We talk about hockey even in the off season, even now. But like my love of hockey, I could in the winter I could grab a puck and a pair of skates and a pair of gloves and go to the community rink and play hockey with fellas. Basketball, the same thing. You can find a pickup game, maybe not everywhere, but somewhere. Um, Football, you find a buddy to play catch, but baseball, like, there's guys that are like in their 30s playing in the minors, making like minimum wage and traveling by bus everywhere, and don't see their kids with that dream that they're gonna make it, and it sucks. Um, but one of the true romances of baseball is like you ever see that movie Field of Dreams where Kevin Costner talks about it's like, like he's searching for his dad, like his core, his emotional core, his dad. He wants to have a catch. And it's like, I don't think I've ever seen that movie where he goes, want to have a catch and it's his dad. And like where I don't get tears in my eyes, because, we all have that. But there's a guy who's like, I can't remember who it was, but he said, my dad and I, we didn't always get along, or we didn't always have a lot in common, but we could always talk baseball. And there's like a kind of a romance to that, or like you can find another adjective you want, but it's like where it's like, no matter what it is, like if I, like, especially maybe even at the age my kids at or whatever, where maybe they don't want to be so forthcoming about this chick or this fear or this insecurity. The relationship needs to evolve, and that's fine. I get it. But you're never going to have a pregnant pause because you can go, what do you think of this? Or who do you think is going to be the top running back or whatever, right? It's like we could always talk baseball, or we could always talk football, or we could always talk hockey. So it's nice to have those things to sort of surround your relationship so that you'll always have something that brings you together, in my opinion.
But one thing I want to bring up to you, and I want your opinion on this. It's kind of, yeah, you kind of touched on it a little bit during that soliloquy that you just did.
Yeah, sorry
But
about that. It was a little long.
but
My apologies.
but just when I worked in radio, I wasn't making a lot of money, but I was
Yeah, that's
doing
like criminally, in
but
my opinion.
no, but I loved what I did.
Yeah,
As
that's
as
huge.
as far as I was concerned, I didn't work a day. If you love what you do, it doesn't matter how much you make. It matters on whether or not it's if you live, if you can survive, then it's what you love to do. And
Yeah,
that's what radio was for me. When I was let go from the radio station, I was making 40 grand a year. Being in radio for 12 years.
you were on billboards like
I was on
everywhere in Edmonton.
billboards.
Like they were
I
spending
They were
like
spending
10
more on
10 times
advertising than they
10
paid
times
me.
what they paid you to get people to watch you, but you were on the advertisement. And
But but
I don't even
the
want to get into that. Go on,
but
go
no,
on.
no, but that isn't where I wanted to go, because
Yeah,
you're like, some of these guys are playing like a CFL football, or playing like for the
yeah, triple
and
A or whatever. Yeah,
triple A or whatever, and they're being paid. They're not making a lot of money, but they love what they do. And when you love what you do, and it gives you the opportunity of not only expressing what you love, but the possibility of advancement. Have it be go to professional,
yeah, that's
have it be
baseball. Yeah,
it's the baseball. CFL guys make shit money. Like
Well, it's not shit.
like
Like, I mean,
no, but some of the
special teams guys,
minor
yeah,
players,
sure.
they have full-time jobs as well as
In the
working
summer,
at
yeah.
as well as working at on the football team. So, but if they love it, they wouldn't do that. If they didn't love what they did, they wouldn't work a second or third job.
100% agree with you. Like, and I think that's awesome. It's graceful, and it's like what everyone should do. And unfortunately, there isn't a slot for that. There isn't a machine that, like you could put in what you love, and they go, okay, do this as a job over here. It just doesn't work like that.
No,
You are extremely lucky if you can find. And this is what I said to my kids from the time they're little. I'm like, the reason why you work hard at school is that you're not going to know what you want to do, but when you figure it out, you're going to be about 22. So that's why you want to do well in school, so that when you do decide, you'll be able to pursue that dream. You go like, oh, I'm 22, I want to be a lawyer, but my grades are shit. Like, that was my whole argument to my kids. Point being, um, that it doesn't always work out that way, and when it does, it's beautiful, and I think that's great. The guys with the baseball, same thing. Like, you were doing what you loved, and the thing is that, like, it didn't love you back. You got fucked, like you did. I'm sorry, like,
no, I'm not arguing that.
and then you want to, maybe we're doing something similar here with this podcast, but
and how
then
much
you
money
want to
are you making on this podcast?
sell
Okay,
me out for
Kate
like, dude, I don't care. I don't give
Mooney,
a fuck.
Kate Mooney, how much are you making on this podcast?
I make as much as you, like zero, and I don't give a fuck. In fact, I spend money.
Actually, to be honest, I think this podcast is costing us both because we
Yeah, I
pay
got
for
the
programs
business
that we
cards.
use for this. And
Yeah, I
and
got the yeah, I got the
we got professional business cards. So if you do come to the baseball game
yeah,
this weekend, which is the Community All Star Slow Pitch Challenge
yeah.
at Remax Field, um, you may get a collector's edition
Collections.
but
Like,
Bald
eh,
and Short of It podcast
let's stay on point.
business card.
Let's stay on point. My
No, I'm
point,
just
like, and we
hey,
might be the only podcast with business cards, but who gives a shit? Like, I don't care.
I
I literally don't care. And luckily, I love doing this with
actually
you.
it was my idea.
Oh, and yeah, I never said it was mine. But my point is that
But I also have business cards from my stripping career too. So which I get a gig every 2 months. But
yeah, like the point is that I like doing it, and I don't really care. It's on the internet, but if it wasn't, I'd probably do it. We do it anyway. We just like meet you at
uh,
Sherbrooke and
uh,
whatever.
to
And
how we started this podcast again for people who um, haven't listened to us since the beginning was we used to hang out on your boat and drink, and then we would talk about weird stuff and go, we need to do a podcast
yeah,
like this. And guess what? Here we are, baby, a
yeah,
year in.
you'll sell me out for 2 grand to some monolith.
I'd,
I'd probably
I'd sell
mortgage.
you.
I'd probably like take all the equity I have in my whole life just to buy Rogers out, just on principle. Live in a fucking bus station and say it still belongs to me. Not because it's worth that, but because I'm not gonna let anybody like take what's mine. So you might, that's fine. But like you said, do what you love. I love doing this.
Yeah,
Luckily, I make
I could love the people that I work with more. But
I make luckily I make a few bucks on the other side, but still, like, um, I got no time for stuff that I don't care about. I've quit bands like out of the blue because it stopped being fun. Just is what it is. But this is fun, and if, like I said, like we said, and I don't mind what I do. Do I love it? I don't think you completely love anything you do because it's time that you would have rather been on the beach. But like if you over 50% love it, then you're in a good spot,
okay,
in my opinion.
so I wanted to talk about a couple more things. We're getting kind of deep. Um, First of all, I want to get into, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Please, for your own sanity, and sorry, I didn't fart this time. That was a burp. Um, please avoid West Edmonton Mall over the next couple months because there's detours all over. You can access the mall, I think, from one side
Oh, hang
because
on a minute. Can I cut you off for a second?
sure,
Oh,
why
no,
not?
no, 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 no. Go do it. Sorry. Keep going.
Okay,
Keep going.
why? Uh,
I'll hold my fire. I'll wait till the end, till you're done this one.
because yes, they're trying to do more work on the LRT while we have. I truly believe, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, is they will be done, the LRT going to West Edmonton Mall, probably by the time I have grandkids. And just so you know, I don't even have a woman. Um, I'm just saying it, and they've limited like one whole side of the mall. They've kind of killed it. Like
It's
they're
like
like
I
yeah,
love my dream of mass transit in Edmonton, but it will never love me back.
it's like yeah. So construction,
Yeah.
it actually started a week ago, and yes, so from traffic on 87th Avenue and 172nd Street will be shifted, and access will only be on. Yeah, so most of the stuff on 172 will be. So avoid West Edmonton Mall. Um,
Well, I
the
do anyway. Lucky
the
me.
the biggest attraction that Edmonton has, like we are this. I think we're the second largest
Yeah,
mall
it's
in the world,
Mall of America in Minnesota, I think, and then us.
and there's one in Japan that I think has beat us.
Yeah, maybe. Like I don't know. I'm just
But
guessing.
no,
But
just reason like in the last year or two. But the thing is come on, City of Edmonton,
like
get your head out of your
nobody.
ass.
You know what the thing is that nobody wanted it.
Uh,
Did you have
but
like suburbanites like scrambling we had like lobby groups going like we need an LRT to Lewis Farms. Nobody was doing that.
but
Like these
the
guys
thing
are like they're activist politicians. They're like, oh, we're gonna have mass
but the thing
transit, less people driving, climate change, and
the,
now like how much of our
but
money have they
the
wasted?
thing is though is for those of us who take transit, it's like if the LRT will get me downtown faster. It takes me about 45 minutes to get downtown. Uh, t- Transit the way it is, and I'm like 10 minutes from the mall, like 15 minutes on bus.
Yeah,
But the thing, if it actually works, the thing, the thing is with the way that they did the LRT. Look at the downtown, like in city center, like it's all above ground,
yeah,
and I saw in the news today there was a vehicle, a pedestrian and a train collision. The
yeah.
pedestrian is okay
Thank
because
God. Yeah, good.
they could walk faster than the train. But I digress. The thing is the whole public service announcement from James P. White is avoid West Edmonton Mall uh, because you can't access it.
Well, I remember we were talking earlier on the podcast where I was going like I don't go to the mall. I buy my shit on Amazon because I don't like the people, and I'm more surly than the average consumer. So, and like you'll always have the teenagers that want to
Sorry,
go to the mall
you're
or
more
anything.
surly for
Yeah,
those.
I'm more surly
I
than the
agree.
average. Yeah, like but think about this for a minute. Um, if you're like a consumer that typically would go to West Edmonton Mall, like and was mobile or had a car or whatever, but then you're like, oh, there's too much construction. I'm not going to go to Sephora, for example, right? And you're like,
But there's
yeah, because I
12
know that
Sephoras
if
in
I,
the city.
yeah, yeah, and I like, no, not that, no, not that at all, not that at all. You're like, maybe you live in Westmount, or maybe what doesn't matter where you live. Idea being, like, I know Katie at Sephora, but I also know there's always construction. I'm not going to go to the mall. What do they have online? Oh my God, there's the product. They say it'll be delivered in 2 days. Why would I go to the mall if it could be sent to me at my house right now? I could just like buy it online, and that those consumers' habits are going to change. Um, and they might
But
not go
for
to
those
Sephora
of
like
us
they.
that take transit, I go to West Edmonton Mall because I'm looking for something from Best Buy. I'm looking for beef
Yeah,
jerky.
it's
I'm
like
looking for a new weapon type
it's like,
substance.
no, but
But it's just I go to West Edmonton Mall because I take transit and there's a bunch of the stuff where I could do
all
multiple
in one place, sure.
all in one place, and that's what I like about the mall. I don't like the crowds. I'm for a guy who loves being in the public. I'm not a huge fan of crowds
Hmm.
because I'm eye level to ass.
Yeah, there's only so much ass a fella could see in a day.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I didn't believe that, but now I understand.
Yes. Now that you have a friend that's a yeah. Uh, but
let me throw this at you, okay?
okay.
Um, because it only came up when like I was thinking about my whole like I'm gonna stop going to West Edmonton Mall argument. Is like Elon Musk, like they have like the X, and they have in Vegas they have the Zooks, and they have all these AI cabs where it's like FSD, it's like forward something driving, what it stands for. Like people who buy Teslas, like even like infirm people or someone like you, like that doesn't drive, they could buy one and the car would drive. And the point is that they're rolling out cabs. Like they started in Austin, they've moved to other municipalities like Vegas and shit. And so it's like you think about that for a minute. Okay, the impact on the climate is zero because they're fucking electric. Okay, so which is like the whole LRT lobby guys idea. It's like, oh no, like Harry from the suburb, he's going to take the train, and so his car gas, blah blah blah, isn't emitting to the environment. But think about this: like, this is not like 10 years away. This is minimal 5 years away. So pretend you live in Lewis Farms, okay, and you can you were going to take the train, but you could do like X taxi. I can't remember what they call it, but they're already doing it. Like, so you can get a Tesla, a driverless Tesla, shows up at your house, picks you up, and drives you direct to your work in less time than it takes you to drive to the fucking station, get on the train, do all the stops. Because City of Edmonton didn't do it underground or above ground for the most part. And why would you take and it costs you fuck all. Like it costs you less than. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like
But
how myopic, like there's
the
going to be
thing with that
cobwebs
though
on this train in like
is
10 years.
you're looking at like when you deal with the driverless cars, you're looking at several like probably about 5 to 10 years, and let me explain why. Because they do have driverless cars now in the states that are breaking laws, that are causing accidents, that are like
You've seen stories about the Waymos. I think that's the guy that owns Amazon. He finances those, but like Tesla self driving, like forward self driving, I think they're called. Um, like their accident rate is below like all the data of all the people in all the world.
Okay, so
Because the AI, like, it's
oh,
like head on a swivel type shit, right? With the cameras and the whatnot.
but so I'm bringing up my cousin Angela again. This is gonna be a heavy. Uh, so we were like she has. I want to say a Ford Escape, one of the newer ones, and
Sure.
it has some of the AI stuff
Yeah, like my
where,
truck parks itself if I wanted it to.
but it was like she was driving and then it was coming close to a different speed zone, like a speed limit, and then it
Yeah.
was changing, and it was driving her insane because you know it was adjusting her speed and yelling and like
Oh yeah,
beeping
like
at
you
her.
ever been in my truck when I back up and the camera thinks it's a wall, but it's just a grade and it goes bup bup and then fucking hits the brakes. Like
Oh, it was doing that all the way to Jasper, and then like it was like we'd come like we're not even in the speed change area, but yet it was adjusting, and it got really annoying. And I'm
oh, I bet.
like,
My truck annoys me sometimes.
oh,
And
you
I know
annoy
it's
me
trying to
all
be
the
help.
time, but
It's trying to be helpful. But you know, like you're reversing and then all of a sudden there's like this automatic braking that overrides like my foot on the gas. Like I don't know what the point you were on was, but I know what like
I but the thing is though is where I was trying to go was the fact is stay away from West Edmonton Mall because they're going to be doing
yeah,
construction until my grandkids have grandkids.
yeah.
And
If you live in Edmonton, here's my point. Like, and you make a very good point, Jimmy. Stay away from West Edmonton Mall. Like, but
it's one of my favorite places to shop, to be honest. But
and here's my point: is that we'll have spent billions of not Albertans, not like Canadian, but city of Edmonton residents, taxpayer dollars on this train, this LRT, this tomfuckery. When the guy that lives in a suburb can hire AI automated like electric vehicle to take him to work that emits less than the train and costs him less than the ticket that gets him to his job downtown faster. So nice work, City of Edmonton. Now I'm depressed. I didn't even think about that till now, but like Uber, all that stuff's going to be all electric. So,
so let's.
you want to end on a good note? We don't got to end either. Like,
I'm
I
I'm
just I
actually
didn't even
trying
think
to
about
find
that till sec.
I'm trying to find a good note to end on because like all our good stuff we did at the beginning. Um, so actually, let's end with one thing. So again, he's Chris Mooney. I am James P. White. We will be at the what is it, the Community All Star Slow Pitch Challenge
Yep.
on Saturday, August 15th. So that's this coming Saturday. I am the umpire. You are the lowly, very lowly.
Like
Uh,
they keep me locked up
the-
upstairs,
yeah, yes. He will
and
be
I wouldn't have it
the
any
commentary,
other way. Yeah,
the commentary, and when he comes into the public, he probably will be wearing a mask or a paper bag. But yes,
I will never wear a mask.
it
But
is at no, it's I've got a perfect mask for you. It's a luchador, but Remax Field, and it's Saturday, August 15th. The
doors at 12.
game starts at 1, and there's a lot of post game stuff. So
Doors at
if you
12.
yeah, if you have kids, bring them. If you want to act like a kid, come. It's going to be a
We
lot of
all
fun.
want to act like a kid all the time, and that's cool. Also, we like it's my birthday in 2 days, and we'll be at Sherbrooke pub from 7 o'clock until close on Friday. And if any of you who are listening want to come, we'll bring the tickets. We'll give you free tickets if you want them.
Yes, we'll have all kinds of tickets. And yes, Mooney made it for an entire birthday on this podcast. And he's still alive.
Yeah, and okay,
And,
I'll leave control with you, fucking mouthpiece.
but yes, this was the Bald and Short of It podcast. I am James P. White. That is Chris Mooney. His birthday is next Friday. or
Thursday.
actually this. I thought it was Friday.
Not really that smooth.
Oh,
I'm
no.
the 13th. Whatever.
No. Your birthday party is at Sherbrooke Pub.
This has been the Bald and Short of It podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Jimmy and I love you for your attention, and we'll look forward to seeing you this weekend.
But come to Sherbrooke on Friday for your birthday.
Circling the toilet.